everybody, back with a new Patreon request. This is from Ellen. She's requesting the pilot episode of Downton Abbey. It's always a show I meant to watch. I know it, won a lot of awards and people were really into it, and I just never got around to it. But I am excited to check this out. I think it's about like a well-to-do family in England. I think in like not present day, but I'm not positive on that. So thank you for this request, and let's get into it.
Anna.
Rose Leslie! Okay, maybe it doesn't focus on the well-to-do people. Maybe it's about the staff. There's a lot of moving parts here.
If the world is spoiled.
You're late. Yeah, I know, but what? You'll see.
What's on? What happened?
I think you ought to see this.
Can we see
I can't
this?
make myself believe it. Me neither.
I don't suppose there are any lists of survivors yet.
I understand most of the ladies were taken off in time.
You mean the ladies in first class?
Is this the Titanic?
God help the poor devils below decks.
Yeah, I'm glad you acknowledged the difference there.
On their way to a better life.
It is! Well, now I know when this is.
I thought it was supposed to be unsinkable.
Every mountain is unclimbable until someone climbs it, so every ship is unsinkable until it sinks.
Good morning, Papa.
Morning.
On its maiden voyage, though.
Just arrived. Telegram.
It seems James and Patrick were on board.
What? They can't have been. They weren't going over till May.
And they changed their plans. They're definitely on the passenger list.
Does this mean I'll have to go into full mourning?
If you're saying you do not wish to mourn Patrick as a fiancé, that is up to you.
Well, no one knew about it outside the family.
I repeat, it is up to you.
Well, that's
Arranged
relief.
marriage?
Way we live with all this pirates horde within our reach, but none of it's ours, is it?
I can't believe I've been passed over for Long John Silver.
You should have spoken up when you had the
Oh,
chance.
that's why he's so
Don't make the
salty.
same mistake next time.
Who says there'll be a next time?
Of course I've heard. Why else would I be?
I did know Maggie
Robert
Smith
didn't want
was
you
in
to read
this.
about it in a newspaper and be upset.
He was a nice boy,
We were all so fond of him.
but I never cared for James. He was too like his mother, and a nastier woman never drew breath.
Damn.
She can't have the title, but she can have your money and the estate. I didn't run Downton for 30
Yeah, who
years
cares about a title?
to see it go, lock, stock and barrel to a stranger from God knows where.
As you know, on your death, the heir to the title inherits everything, except for the sums set aside for your daughters and your widow.
What a wild role
Owing to the
this
terms
is.
of her settlement, this will include the bulk of your wife's fortune.
Really, Edith? Do you have to put on such an exhibition?
She's not.
I was supposed to be engaged to him, for heaven's sake, not you. And I can control myself.
You did not
And you
care
should
at
be
all.
ashamed.
After I left the army, I had a spot of bother, and just when I got through that about a year ago, my knees started playing up. It's not a problem.
And you'd let me know if you felt it was all too much for you.
Oh, I hate black.
It's not for long.
Who
Mama
hates
says we're
black?
to half mourning next month. Did he tell you he couldn't walk when he made his application?
Don't
Jeff needs a
exaggerate.
cane.
Doesn't it strike you as dishonest not to mention it?
I knew he'd been wounded.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why people are upset about it, but also,
Mama,
I mean, he
I'm
seems
sorry
like a nice
anyone told me you
guy.
were here.
Such a glare.
The estate is entailed to my heir. That is it. That is all of it.
But you
Robert,
have no
I
heir.
don't mean to sound harsh.
You may not mean to, but I bet you will.
Give it away now. What was the point of your peculiar marriage in the first place?
If I
good
were to
point.
tell you she'd made me very happy, would that stretch belief?
So it wasn't for
That's
money.
not why you chose her.
I claim no career beyond the nurture of this house and the estate. It is my third parent and my fourth child. Do I care about it? Yes, I do care.
Oh,
I'll do it.
everybody's gonna hear about this.
Anna, Gwen, go up and help clear away.
What
Daisy,
is a valet?
Mrs. Patmore will eat in 15 minutes.
Her ladyship's told him she thinks Mr. Bates ought to go.
What are you doing up here?
It's a free country.
Gossiping.
Give him a date for when Mary's out of mourning. No one wants to kiss a girl in black.
Oh, what? These rules.
Oh, do stop admiring yourself. That's if he wants to marry you at all.
He will.
I think you look beautiful.
She's not in
you, Sybil,
black.
darling.
We
Should
go
be
down.
fine.
They'll be back from the station at any moment.
We should go out to greet them.
And me, Mr. Carson.
No, Daisy, not you. Can you manage, Mr. Bates, or would you
Poor
rather wait
Daisy.
here?
I want to go, Mr. Carson.
Remember to help me with the luggage. Don't go running off.
I'll give you a hand.
Oh, we couldn't ask that, Mr. Bates. Not in your condition.
Y'all leave him
Oh, we have to
alone.
put up with this, Mr. Carson, just so I know.
He seems like the worst.
Hope you had a pleasant journey.
Are you kidding me?
I apologize.
What a dick move.
That's better.
Please, don't feel sorry for me.
Well, she likes him.
Mary's settling him in. Pity Bates spoiled the arrival this afternoon.
He didn't spoil anything. You fell over.
Now you're pleased to be alone with me, my lady.
Is that Charlie Cox?
Dear, if I answer truthfully, you'll think me rather forward.
Stop going in people's rooms.
Would you care to explore my room, lady?
Of course not, Bates. I'm sorry to have bothered you.
Why did you apologise to that man? It's not his business what we do.
I always apologise
It
when I'm
is
in
if
the
you
wrong.
go in his
It's a
room.
habit of mine.
The plain fact is, Mr. Bates, through no fault of his own, is not able to fulfill the extra duties expected of him.
Y'all can get off his
Lift.
dick. You can do that.
Serve at table.
I will
He's dropping
fight
things all over the
anyone for
place.
Mr. Bates.
Cheer up, Carson. There are worse things happening in the world.
Not worse than a maid serving a duke.
The scandal.
So you're quite determined.
William, you mustn't let Thomas take advantage. He's only a footman, same as you.
It's all right, Mrs. Hughes.
Thomas thinks he's running shit.
If you're feeling homesick, there's no shame in it.
I'm very sorry about that, my lord. I don't know what happened.
We know.
The thing is, Bates, I said I'd give you a trial, and I have.
But when an extra footman is required, the cost could come out of my wages.
Absolutely not. I couldn't possibly allow that.
I'll go at once.
There's no need to rush
No.
out into the night. Take the London train tomorrow. It leaves at 9.
No.
We'll have a month's wages, too. That I insist on.
I'm gonna cry.
It's a bloody business, Bates, but I can't see any way around it.
Bloody business. This
I
is
quite
like
understand, my lord.
your house. This is these rules.
What were you and Mary doing in the attics this afternoon?
Ooh.
What is there to look at but servants' rooms? What was
That's
the
what
real
they did.
reason? Don't be such a chatterbox, Edith. I still don't understand.
Will you hold your tongue?
Right?
Do you think we'll have a duchess to wait on? Imagine that.
You won't be waiting on her.
He's so
There
positive.
is no reason why the eldest daughter and heiress of the Earl of Grantham should not wear a duchess's coronet with honour.
I thought I'd take something up to Mr. Bates. Him not being well enough to come down.
Take him, whatever he might need.
Good.
Mr. Bates is leaving without a stain on his character.
I don't see why he has to go. I don't mind doing a bit of
It's
extra.
not up to you.
He's the best.
I'll take care of his lordship. Shall I, Mr. Carson?
Thomas, you
Not
can go
while
somewhere.
You're looking after the Duke, you won't. I'll see to his lordship myself.
Still didn't get your fucking job. How you like that? No, I cannot. Mr. Bates.
Are you there?
She's a sweetheart too.
I'm ever so sorry you're going.
I'll be all right.
There's always a place for a man like you.
Oh, yes. Something will turn up.
Drop us a line. Else I'll worry.
Oh my goodness.
We can't have that.
To lose 2 heirs in one night is terrible.
Indeed, it was terrible.
But then again, it's an ill wind.
Is he positioning
At
himself?
least Lady Mary's prospects must have rather improved.
I don't think she likes you anymore.
Do not understand your meaning, though you seem very informed on this family's private affairs.
Uh-huh.
I hope I haven't given the wrong impression.
You know very well the
My
impression.
dear Lord Grantham,
Don't, my dear Lord Grantham, me. You knew what you were doing when you came here.
So he slipped the hook.
At least I'm not fishing with no bait.
Bird.
You did the right thing to telegraph me. It's just not going to come off.
What is
So
this?
what now?
Is this a thing?
I want to be with you.
I did not see this coming.
one swallow doesn't make a summer.
That
Are you threatening me?
turned sour quick.
Because of your youthful dalliance? If you're not careful, you'll end up behind bars. I've got proof.
Oh.
You mean these?
Is that what he was going through the room for?
Go to bed.
No wonder he was so persistent.
Unless you want to stay.
You have a little bit of dignity there, Thomas. Yeah, get out of there.
Have you been happy? Really, have I made you happy?
Since you fell in love with me, which, if I remember correctly, was about a year after we were married.
Yeah.
Not a year. Not as long as that.
I mean, you don't even know each other when you get married.
Why not?
Good luck to you, Madeleine.
You could have kept him on in some kind of way. Oh, yes! Yes!
Get back inside, and we'll say no more about it. It wasn't right, Carson. I just didn't think it was right.
He wants to change our lives.
You're the next heir up to that. I really like this. Surprisingly so. Actually, you know, I figured I would just from the good things I've heard about the show. But, you know, I guess the reason I never started watching it is just because I was like, oh, these rich people with these rich people problems. But this was a lot more melodramatic than I was expecting. All these little infighting that's going on with the actual family, and then also like the people that work there. That was so unexpected. Although I really didn't know what to expect. It's very cool. Like, Downton seems to be like a character in its own right. It's so important for the Lord, I can't remember his name, for him to like keep the title in the family. But, you know, you don't want just any person to get it. And he saw through that Duke so quickly, which was good because he does not need it. Wow. But, I mean, these stupid rules about it has to go to a male. And it doesn't even have to be a male family member. It has to be whoever is on the title. That's ridiculous. But, you know, I hope he finds someone. But yeah, this was good. You know, we really only got to know Mary for the most part in terms of the daughters, and I think she's wanting like actual love and not this arranged bullshit. But it was interesting to see her parents and how it was an arranged thing too, but they actually grew into a legitimate relationship, which is nice. Sometimes it works out that way. Mr. Bates has my whole heart. I love him so much. What a sweetheart. He just wanted to do his best, and everyone was fucking awful to him, except for that one maid. She was the sweetest. They were my favorites, truly. It's so interesting to see all those people like jockeying for this role. It's a big deal. This place is huge, and not just the role of the title holder, but even with the people that work there, the role of the valet. I don't know what that is really. I'm assuming it's like the right-hand man-ish type of servant. But I wonder who it's going to end up being, because while he kept Mr. Bates on, I don't necessarily know if they're going to keep him on as the valet. But they'll find something for him if it's not that. But I wonder who would it be if not. It wasn't Thomas, because Thomas seemed kind of terrible. But then also I kind of felt bad for him at the end because the Duke was just brutal. I wasn't expecting that at all. And the Duke still left though, which is good because he was the worst. But Mr. Bates is still there, and that's the best. I loved him. I would be curious to know, like, just more of the inner workings of that place. There's so many people that work there and live there, and all the drama you can see already, which is really fun and entertaining. And, you know, Maggie Smith coming in and just being the amazing presence that she is adds a lot to the show. And just, yeah, I was very intrigued about everything was happening there, and I would want to know, like, how it all works out. So yeah, thank you for this request, and I'll see you guys later.